Next, from Springfield, we speak with State Representative Jeanne Ives and get an update on the recent financial scandal involving the College of DuPage Board of Directors.
Jeanne Ives, Representative Jeanne Ives, thank you so much for joining us here on the Illinois Channel. Let's just do a quick follow-up on what's going on with the College of DuPage. There was a major controversy about the president and, his severance package. What's going on with that? And just tell us briefly.
Well, thank you to Illinois Channel for having me back on to give you an update, because I think this is important for people from around the state, not only because state money is involved, because it gives us an insight into what could be happening at other places, whether it's community colleges or other state universities. So some of the problems that we started with was, of course, Dr. Bruder's severance contract. And when the new board took over at the end of April, literally April 30th, the first thing that they wanted to do was to put Dr. Bruder on leave. But he had, prior to them getting seated 2 days prior, put himself on health leave. So he is no longer in the picture. He's not around. He's nowhere to be seen. A small little update is that they've had a number of meetings, not just their monthly meeting, but they've had at least 2 other special meetings that have been fairly well attended and have gone for hours, which is part of the problem here. We need to get down to where people can pay attention, because it's hard to sit there for 4 hours. But they've done a lot of really good first steps. The most significant thing that they have done lately, and this just happened at the last board meeting Thursday night, which I did attend, was that they put their 2 top financial folks on administrative leave. And this is pending further investigation into their malfeasance and their inability to follow board protocol and procedures and recommended procedures at even the state level for community college in terms of where they're investing their money. So instead of investing only 5% as board policy called for, they invested 29% in the IMET fund. And the net, the college lost over $1.8 million of taxpayer money when that fund was found to be performing in corrupt ways. So that malfeasance led to their not dismissal yet, but them placing them on administrative leave. The board has also taken other actions. They have brought in some additional financial advisors to help cover for those 2 folks being missing. They'll also be doing some auditing. It's a financial firm that's well respected. They'll take over the jobs of the treasurer and the investments of money and things like that. They've put in new procedures, which I think is fabulous, about whether or not board members can travel, what expenses are reimbursable. That also caused a little bit of a controversy at Thursday night's meeting, where one of the previous board members, who is currently a board member as well, but was expensing certain items that you would say are either just should have been handled personally or through a campaign account, yet she was charging the taxpayers for a dinner expense that I find just incredible that you would charge the taxpayers for. So they're looking into all sorts of things. They've been very active in a transition team, setting up folks to serve in different capacities. And they're considering actually a tuition decrease, which is really good news. So they've been very active.
Yeah, a tuition decrease, I think, is very welcome news, and I think the students would like that a lot, right?
I think so, and I would say for myself personally, I feel like there's a whole new sort of outlook there. I feel like the faculty is very much involved in this process. They attend all the meetings, the faculty, the union president there and the vice president, and they get up and they speak, and their rhetoric has been positive about the board and their approaches. I think students are certainly getting educated. I don't think that it was, and I think what you're finding out really is that you have had problems with administration and not with the faculty or on the student side. Some other things that they're still looking into is the collusion between the COD Foundation and their board and the COD themselves, and the commingling of resources and things like that. So I think there's a lot to be learned still at COD. There are multiple federal investigations going on. There are still state's attorney investigations going on. We've got our own Auditor General coming down to investigate. And oh, by the way, I called Mr. Holland to find out how things were going, and he said, well, I won't talk to you. So he likes to keep his whole independence, impartiality in check, which is I appreciate. So I won't be getting any information before the public gets that information.
When do you anticipate that these investigations will be complete?
Well, I also have a whole nother track of people that are doing their own type of FOIAing and investigations into COD with using any public documents they possibly can. And in fact, I just spoke with them today, and I will tell you this, we are still not finished discovering what needs to be further investigated. So this is going to be months, stretching into a year before we even get a handle on everything that needs to be completely investigated.
It just seems like the board or the people that were working there, not all of them, were out of control. Would you say that?
I would say that to some degree the board didn't ask the questions that they should have asked, either through lack of knowledge or just they weren't curious enough to inform themselves of what was going on. As I have stated before, and in public and in front of them, I literally blame senior administrative folks who got bullied or bamboozled by Dr. Bruder and his strong-arm tactics rather than standing up for the taxpayers. And these are well-compensated folks who have been in administration for many years, either at College of DuPage itself or at other professional settings like the College of DuPage, other community colleges, for example, and they have come in and they have not done the right thing for the taxpayers. And for that, I have no sympathy for them and what may befall them in the future. And I would certainly hope that they are held accountable because they are highly compensated. They're expected to do the right thing. They're expected to stand up when the right thing is not being done, and that didn't happen. It's really at the senior administrative staff level where the problems could have been sorted out, discovered, and taken care of.
Representative Ives, thank you so much for that update. Is there anything else that you want to add?
No, I would just say that there is more to come on this issue.
Thank you.
Thank you.